In this video, you're going to see how we build systems for our clients in GoHighLevel. In my previous videos, I've showed you what is GoHighLevel, how we used it to make over $500,000 to one of our clients, what type of framework we are using to create those systems. This part of the series, you're going to see how we apply all that knowledge and put that into GoHighLevel and actually build a system following this framework and these documents. And by the end of this video, you're going to be able to make those systems for yourself or for your clients. Now just keep in mind that this process is not easy, it's going to be a long video, it's going to be a boring video, but you're going to learn a lot. I will try to make it as entertaining as possible. I hope money is entertaining for you because that's the main point. And you're going to see where businesses usually struggle and how we try and combat that to save them time and make them more money and make the business actually grow. If you haven't watched the other videos, but you're good with GoHighLevel, feel free go watch this video. But if you don't know what GoHighLevel is, or you haven't seen the framework that we'll be using, I suggest that you go back to this video. This is the first one of the series, and you follow from there, because to really understand what's going to be happening in this video, you should see the other videos and have some sort of experience before we jump into this. I'm really excited because people have no idea how much time and effort goes into making those. So I'll try and make this video as short as possible because people have no idea how long it takes to make those. So let's get started. So I usually send out a questionnaire with around 20 to 30 questions, and it's great for understanding where do people struggle and what we can help them with. So what you're looking at right now is a document generated by ChatGPT that I gave all the questions from my survey to generate a document from a random company, and we're going to go through this together. You can download it in the description, and as you can see, it's for a luxury real estate agency focusing on properties over $2 million. They struggle with management, they struggle with follow-ups, among any other things, and we want to help them implement their infrastructure, AI chatbots, nurturing sequences, funnels, and many other things. This is how they typically work. Lead goes through to their salespeople. Someone has to manually assign them. Then they try and call them either for a property valuation or showing. We'll have two scenarios for sellers: valuation, presentation, and signing them. For buyers, who qualify them, show properties, and work towards an offer. Once they get a listing or a sale, there's tons of paperwork. I'm going to make it a little bit more general because it's going to vary so much that I just don't have the expertise to make it for an imaginary company. The system is supposed to get back to leads instantly, book appointments, track everything, remind agents to follow up, send updates to clients, help with marketing campaigns. The last one is going to be more about tracking and funnels instead of the actual marketing campaigns. For that, I have other videos on my channel. What you're using right now is a little bit irrelevant in this case because Gmail, we can plug that in. Calendly, we'll start using the calendars integrated with GoHighLevel. Dropbox for documents, okay, they can continue using that. However, I'll show you how you can set up documents in GoHighLevel so they can just send them for e-signatures. MailChimp for newsletters, we can implement that in GoHighLevel, no problem. Excel for tracking deals, we can implement that in GoHighLevel as well. Our sales process usually takes 3 to 6 months. This is going to require a long nurturing process. I'm going to show you how we can do it using ChatGPT. We're going to make a nurturing sequence, but we're going to use ChatGPT generated emails and SMS, which usually is the most important part. So usually you need a copywriter and you need to know your target audience pretty well. I'm not going to spend time on making it for imaginary company. So we are just going to use placeholders or ChatGPT generated stuff. Now this is as far as the setup goes. The document has many more things that we'll go through later on in the video. Going back to this, we'll be starting with pipelines. And as you can see in here, we've got lead gen, lead progress, and database reactivation. This is what we do. We're going to go to opportunities. It looks like I've already made something in here, but I'll show you how to do it either way. I think I was testing it. The way you want to structure it is you want to funnel people down from top to bottom, cold people on the top, and the warmest one on the bottom. Cold leads, anyone that goes through any type of marketing funnel. So organic newsletter, Facebook, PPC, and we're going to have cold traffic. The next step is whoever responds to them. Next off, we've got more qualified lead, which is a survey. After a survey, we want to have people that go through the appointment. And after we've got won and lost, but I can see that there is stuff missing in here. So this is how you would do it. You would press create pipeline, and this is what you would see. Let's say we will add showed up. And this can be another stage on how hot someone is. So we have cold lead, responded, survey, appointment, showed up, won, and lost. In that case, it's not going to be won. I think a more appropriate solution for this would be working deal, because as mentioned in the document, they will have a whole paperwork process. So we will have working deal. Remember this. For sellers with evaluation, then presentation, then hopefully sign them. In this case, that will be showed up to a phone appointment. And after that, everything that I just showed you would be in another pipeline where they can actually go through the whole legal process. So now we can just save it. The other one would be lead progress, and I'll make it a little bit more general. Valuation, presentation, and sign them. So let's call it lead progress. So this is my idea of making this right now. We've got valuation sent, presentation, appointment, show up, no show, sign paperwork, and lost. So this is how we can keep it. Then we just press save. And we still have one more left to do, which would be database reactivation. Database reactivation is this one, and if you don't know what that is, it's when a client has a lot of data on file. Maybe they've been doing business for the past 10 years and they are sitting on 50,000 leads. A lot of the times people don't realize how powerful that is alone. So if we were to put all those people in a box, in this case in a CRM, and message every single one of them for the next 10 months, we will be getting deals left and right. But this requires a whole different pipeline because we don't want to mix up data from Facebook campaigns or PPC campaigns or organic with people that have already opted in. And we can use this pipeline specifically for testing new offers because those people are already familiar with us. So it's going to be way easier for us to figure out what kind of offers, what do they really want from us, why do they do business with us, and then we can take that and apply it to marketing. But it's going to look super similar to the one from Facebook. Initial message, I've responded interested, responded not interested. This is how I would structure the database reactivation pipeline at its final form. Initial message, follow-up 1, 2, 3, interested, not interested, survey appointment, won and lost. The only other difference that you could make in here, if let's say you think that follow-ups might need a little bit more than 1 or 3. So in this case, you would just delete this stage, just put following up in here. The only difference in here is that you will not be moving people message 1, message 2, follow-up 2, you're going to put all of them in following up stage until they either respond interested or respond not interested. You just press save, and that's it for the pipelines. The next thing on our list is going to be custom values. First, we're going to start by making some folders. So I would suggest that you have account. Account is going to contain things like salespeople names, business name, Twilio phone number, redirecting phone number. Marketing, on the other hand, is going to be for Facebook Pixel ID, Facebook Token ID, Google API, Facebook Conversion API, all these things related to marketing, you want to have them in one place. AI is going to be for OpenAI tokens, timeout times, things related to AI chatbots and AI callers. So when making those custom values, you want to make sure that you cover every single thing. If it can be made into a custom value, you want to make it into a custom value. There is no such a thing as overkill with this, because if we are talking about implementing that system into the other accounts, 100 other accounts, every single thing is going to matter if you want to save extra time. Since we will be making a funnel, you want to make a custom value out of logo, or company logo. And you want to put that into... So right now we don't have a folder called funnels. So let's go ahead and make one. Add folder, funnel, and now we're going to be able to create a custom value. So now we are going to be able to make that company logo custom value. Select the folder, funnel, create. So right now I'm going to make a lot more custom values and I'll walk you through once I'm done with this. I'll just cut it. I made a few more folders as well, so in total we've got API. API is used for integrations with any other platform such as OpenAI. Maybe you need another CRM, maybe you need Zapier. We also have account, appointments. Appointment is going to be used for calendars. We have funnels, and this is few things I added. So for example, we've got funnel offer 2, so this can be the headline, or this can be an incentive for people to fill in and give you their information. Previously policy link and TNCs, it's just easier if you have it in here and your VA fills in those links. Testimonial 1, 2, 3 is meant for videos. In this case, I'm going to have 3 Reels type format videos on the landing page. We would just put a link. So again, a VA can then just go in here and swap those links instead of messing up with the funnels. Video sales that are opt-in page and thank you page is going to be landscape type of videos for you to create yourself, for you to create content on those and sell to those people. So if you're not tech savvy, you just put in a link here. It's super user friendly. Next up, we've got marketing. We've got Facebook Conversion API. This is a token on Business Manager settings that is used for Conversion API. That means sending back data to Facebook on offline conversions. So we want to tell Facebook, this is the person that converted and give me more of those. We've got funnel offer 1. That should be in the funnel section. So we're just going to go here and move the folder funnels, move. After that, we've got Google reviews. Now that's done, Google review link is exactly what you think it is. Heatmap tracking code is going to help you track your user behavior on your website, whether it's a video or a heat map. You can then take the whole code, the one that you embed on the website, and just put it here. Pixel ID is not pixel tracking code. ID is around 10 digits, while pixel tracking code is very similar to heatmap tracking code because it's something you embed on the website. Seller survey is something that we send to people on SMS and email for them to fill in the survey. On that note as well, we can create a buyer survey. This is how we do it. Create. Our next one is going to be staff. In here, I would suggest that you put manager's email name, staff support email, anything that is related to contact to your staff. That's really it in terms of custom values. We've got around 29, but I suspect that by the end of this video, we'll have around 35 because I want to show you some more things that I just can't think of them now. Next thing on our list is going to be custom fields, followed by trigger links and tags. So custom fields. For the time being, I've only added 3 folders in here, which is seller survey, buyer survey, and lead progress. The first 2 are obvious, but the last one, lead progress, I want to put in here stuff like recording of the call, link to the presentation, link to the resources, anything that is relevant to where this lead is on the journey. So when the next person has to pick out the information, or your assistant, they can just go into this small little window that says lead progress and they can just review the whole history. So now let's make some fields, add field. We've got all of those in here, single, multi, text box, and we are going to be making things. The first one I want to know is how soon do they actually want to go ahead and get their property sold or purchased, but we are going to focus on when are you looking to sell your property. Now, this is the way I structure it. I want to know how soon are they looking to sell it. This is what I would suggest you put in here as well. So ASAP, 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, 1 to 2 months, and 2 months plus. The reason for this is if you give them wide enough brackets, you'll be able to disqualify people that you certainly don't want to deal with. So I would obviously prioritize people that we want to work with ASAP, for specifically for Facebook marketing. If we send traffic from Facebook and people start filling in 2 months plus, I would absolutely disqualify them, so Facebook will start sending me people that want to sell it as soon as possible. However, if you have this survey on your website as well, I would not disqualify them as harshly because those are leads anyway and we can convert them over a long time. But in terms of marketing and marketing data, I would disqualify anyone that is above 2 months. Now, if you want, you can also select images in here, which I'm not going to do right now because I just don't have any images. Only other instance I can think of while using images in here would be when asking what type of property do you have. Is it an office? Is it a garage? Is it a warehouse? And then just put little images in here because people might find it a little bit easier to fill that stuff in. After that, we've got the group. We're going to put seller survey. Don't worry about additional preferences and click save. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some more fields in and show it to you after it's done. Fast forward, I did add some extra fields and extra folders, and right now I'll be walking you through one by one. Additional info, we've got what do you want to get out of this consultation. This is just a large text field meant for a calendar. So when someone books a consultation, we want them to let us know why do they want this. And this is great for increasing leads quality because if they type out why are they hopping on a call with us, it increases chances for them to show up quite a lot. I've been there, I've done that. And next up, we've got consultation recording, which is a Zoom link to what happened on the call. And the last one is best way to get in touch with you, how and when. This is mostly for a survey, whereas this one is for a calendar. And this one is going to force people to tell us when to call them, or when to text them, or when to email them, and how they would like to proceed with these things. After this, we have seller survey. We'll have 2 surveys, by the way, on a landing page. One is for sellers, one is for buyers. So I've put each one of those fields into the ones where they belong. When are you looking to sell your property? Next one is we've got what type of property are you looking to sell? And we're giving them all the options on what are they selling. What best fits your description is we are asking people residential or commercials because those two are a little bit different. So we can change the paths that they are sent within the survey. What is the estimated value of the property? We are asking them, what is the estimated value of your property? You see that under one, because they specifically mentioned that they are focused over 2 million. Anyone that clicks this will be automatically disqualified, or we can just send them to another real estate agency to get referrals. Where is the property located? City, neighborhood, or address. This is a large field, multi-text. What is your desired time to sell? Immediately, within 3 months, 6 to 12 months, not sure. This can be used for Facebook marketing. I think I've made 2 fields that are the same. If that happens, just go ahead and delete it. Have you had a professional property valuation? As a multi-text, that's super easy. Sell, seller, property, images. This is a field on a later stage and we'll be letting people upload up to 50 documents. I'll select the JPEGs, allow multiple files saved. In terms of buyer survey, we are asking them what best fits your description. This is going to be a field that selects residential or commercial buyer this time, not seller. What is your desired location? What is your budget range? In here again, I would just remove people that are not interested in properties 2 millions and above, but I wouldn't delete them. I would send them as a referral to another agency. What is your preferred time to purchase? Anyone that is not sure, just remove them. Do you need assistance with financing? A simple yes or no. Lead progress. We've got all the file uploads, listed agreement, property valuation file, purchase agreement, compliance documents, agency agreements. If you need anything else, that would be a bunch of other files. As you can see, I don't have the whole thing made. And the reason for this is when making these snapshots, you really make everything based on that document, but the reality sometimes might be a little bit different. So how I usually go about this is I usually build an MVP based on that document, then I just let the client use it for a week or two. They make notes and we revise and we improve it. And we do it for a month or two until they are satisfied with the product. Those were all the custom fields. The next thing we've got are trigger links. And I have already made some trigger links. Trigger link is when you want to track whatever people click on. If they click any type of link, you will not be notified unless it's a trigger link, which looks a little bit different. Those are the scenarios that I thought will be useful for tracking. We've got schedule consultation, schedule presentation, schedule consulting. Those are 3 different calendars, by the way. Facebook page URL, Instagram, YouTube, seller survey, Google review link, and I think we are missing a buyer survey. Instead, we just type in buyer. Those two are not really an ideal solution because I want to have everything in one place. If we have to change things in here in the custom values, that kind of defeats the point of having everything in one place. This, for example, appointment or a voucher should be in, if we decide to change it, we just go to custom values. I do think I overlooked making a custom value of their website though, and that would be under account. Well, we just create one, no big deal. And we are just going to add it, save. We are going to be using all of those except these two. Those were old, delete. That's really it about trigger links. Next on our list are tags, and there's quite a lot of them, and we are going to be going through every one of them. We've got appointment, we've got buyer. I initially wanted to use one, but client sounds a little bit better. Commercial, disqualified, DND means do not disturb. Document signed. Facebook is for leads that come from Facebook, Google PPC. Likewise, they come through Google PPC. Engagement, low engagement, and medium engagement are for people from managed scoring. So if they constantly engage with us, we want to highlight this via tags so we can then filter it through contacts. Loss is obvious. Missed call, newsletter, no-show. All data is for database reactivation. Organic is for leads. Pending documents is for a lead that's about to get closed. Qualified, referral, residential, responded, seller, show, survey. Those are the ones that we'll be working with initially. Again, if something comes to my mind later, we are going to add it right here. Right now, we are going to move to forms and surveys. The slight difference between those two is forms are mostly used on websites. Surveys are meant for landing pages. Like this one, Facebook calendar. So the type of information we want to have in here is going to be name, last name, phone, email, but also some custom fields that are a bit more general. So what do you want to get out of this consultation? Best way to get in touch with you, when and how. So if people are not picking up, this is a great one. And really, that's it. If you want, you can add another field that says work phone or click add payment if you want to increase the lead quality, but that's not necessary. Border type solid, corner radius maybe 15, and instead of a button, book a free consultation. This one is really ugly. I like this one. Actually, no, this one is ugly as well. Well, I guess we'll just have to stick to the ugly ones. If you want to have a nicer form, just pay some developer to create your custom CSS code, and you will have it fully custom. You see this one right here, this whole message is to save your ass from the FCC when you send marketing messages, but someone claims that they haven't opted in and they want to sue you. So if you have that, they consent, they tick this box. This will not only help you cover your ass, but it will also let you enable A2P, which is registering your phone number as a company, as a brand to mass message people. Just make sure this is custom as well, because we will be using it for different accounts. So you want to have custom value phone number. After that, we have terms and conditions. So we're going to click this. We're going to click link. And instead of example, we are going to type in custom. So I actually forgot what is the custom value for this. So I just had to open another tab. We are just going to copy this one right here. And that's our privacy policy done. Maybe just change the background of this one. And make sure that you put that in the placeholder as well. Just like that, we've got Facebook calendar. We also have a Facebook survey. Now with surveys, you can make them a little bit nicer. This is my favorite one. But the main changes in here is that it's meant for long questionnaires. So when are you looking to sell or buy your property? What type of property are you looking to sell? Which best fits your description? What is estimated value of your property? Have you ever had a professional valuation? This slide right here, I would honestly move it all the way to the bottom. Alrighty, now it's all the way to the bottom. We're going to do the same thing in here like we did in the previous one. So it's going to be custom number, and like with this one, we have to copy it again. Copying stuff is just easier. You see this little thing, the partial submission? If you're collecting information in a way where you've got full name first, then email, then phone number, then you've got all your other questions, I would 100% take that on. So you're going to collect information even if someone doesn't finish submitting it. Very useful. And a lot of the time, if people crash filling a survey, you can still retrieve them on submit. Instead of message, you can either have open URL or order confirmation. Don't worry about this, because if we put that in the funnel, you'll be able to select next step or follow by what the service has selected. So this is going to be kind of irrelevant. Disqualify immediately. Again, this is a URL or a message. We are not touching this. We're going to be using disqualification in the funnel. We are going to set it up separately. Same for this one. One question at a time. Always a great idea. Well, like I said, I didn't need to put them in separate slides. If they have previously submitted a survey and they want to book an appointment, it's going to stick to them. Take the GDPR if you're in Europe. If you're not, doesn't matter. Click save, go back. Now is the time to make some calendars. And after that, we're going to jump right into funnels. Go to calendars, go to calendar settings. Before this section, make sure that you have added somebody to the actual account, even though it's going to be a snapshot account, because you will not be able to create a round robin, for example, because it says select team members. You have to have someone assigned so that you can actually create this calendar. Let's call it consultation. After here, you just select the days they're available in. Let's make it till 8 p.m. Confirm. Let's dive into editing. Just upload our logo in here, consultation, and we'll help you decide how to proceed with your real estate journey, free evaluation. You can group those, but we are not going to do this because we only have 3 calendars. Contact name is the meeting invite. If you want to make it a little bit better, John X Boring Marketing. Optimize for availability or optimize for equal distribution. As for these two, wait until you have the account deployed and you have more salespeople in here. Right now, I've only put myself in here so I can create that calendar, but later on you want to be changing it to other people and decide yourself whether you want a Zoom call, Google Meet, phone, full address, or anything else. Meeting location is when you have a Zoom meeting or a physical address. Here you can mix up your availability. Look busy is for people. Well, I wouldn't recommend that if you care about getting clients, but it's going to hide percentage of your calendar and pretend you're busy. Recurring meeting is not a thing. This is not a course or a tutorial, I guess. This is for clients. Meeting interval. It depends on your client's time slot, so this is something I would actually ask them specifically how they want to set it up, or I would leave it empty and have them go over this when you present the system, or you decide yourself. The one thing I would like to mention in here, I would not give a range more than a week, at least for people that come from marketing, because they'll just forget about it. Forms is where we'll select our form. If you want, you can also add guests. You can also add a small text field, and in there you can bring in someone extra. Remember, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Make it clear that if they invite someone, they will get something out of this. Confirmation page, you can honestly leave that out. We'll be using a funnel for this. Notifications, default settings for this are honestly fine. You can allow them rescheduling whenever you want. This is fully up to you. You can customize those widgets, but this is going to require custom code. We're going to leave staff selection on because in this specific case, if you've got 10 sales reps, you want to be able to select that specific person to continue helping you. Click save. Now, once this is created, make sure that status is active. After that, just check in if it's working. You can see in here, we've got this booked in, 9 a.m. This is the place where I would suggest to put in the extra text, add guest. After you know it's working, we can go ahead and create more calendars. Now it's time for the funnels. We will have 2 of them. So we will have seller, where we'll have the survey initially, and we are going to have the appointment right after that. After they book an appointment, we are going to send them to yet another page where we will show them how the next step works. And we'll then copy that funnel, replicate it for buyers, and we are going to change a few things. We'll also have AC and we'll also have other ones. We will not be doing those two because those are mainly for agencies or low ticket offers, which require the client to have some sort of ebook, lead magnet, a product, educational product, anything else really you can sell for a low ticket offer. I will not be creating a funnel from scratch. In this case, we will just go ahead and type in real estate, pick a template. Real estate consulting service looks just about what we need. Maybe sell real estate. That looks good. Let's go and use this one. So usually when you start something like this, you want to see if there's any place for the survey. We'll have to duplicate that page and remove everything. Just put the survey. And usually that's a great way of testing things. How is the lead quality and what is the conversion rate? Right now, we are going to be using custom values, so we are going to be looking for anything that could potentially add extra work on our end to customize it on every single account. So right now I can see that there is contact us, email, address, company name, social media, and the logo. So whenever you see something like this, just go back to your custom values, and let's say I'm looking for Twilio. There you go. You just copy that, put it in here. Don't worry that it doesn't look even in here. When the custom value is actually there, it will look normal. So let's say we want to have support email, copy it here. We want to have address. Looks like we don't have the address, so we are just going to add it in here. We're going to add it to the account, create. Great, now we've got address. We can just go in here, add it, perfect. And we're going to be doing this for everything. So we've got Facebook page URL. You're going to put it in here. Then we've got Instagram. Again, copy it in here. We don't really have LinkedIn, so we'll just use YouTube as. Now, the other thing that you should be changing is the logo in here. As for the logo, when you want to copy those snapshots across all the accounts, I would make sure that the logo format that you're putting this in here is the exact same dimension. So 256 x 256 or 32 x 32, because the link you see in here, usually you would just go in here, click this, but we are going to paste the custom value in here. So let's say you have a Google Drive folder and you've got a link to that file. You would just go in here, edit custom value, and you would put that link to that image here. And that's going to automatically pull it and it's going to upload it in here. I also think there's a logo all the way to the top. Yeah, yes, there was. Save it. Do not touch the SEO part because this is only a landing page and it's going to be useless. The other thing that we want to do in here, you see the get started button, it says next step. When we imported this funnel, I didn't see how many steps it has. It looks like it has schedule page and thank you page. What I would change in here before we actually let them schedule the appointment is that actually we qualify them a little bit. So among those, I would go ahead and try and find pop-up settings, something like this. And I would add the survey that we've previously created. This is going to be a seller funnel, so we are looking for a survey now. Survey. And we're going to select Facebook survey. I should have named it Facebook seller survey, which I'll do later on. But for now, focus on this, that we've got this pop-up. We can click pop-up settings and we're going to click delay. I would set it to a minute just because this landing page is a little bit longer. So they have some time to read all of this stuff. And other than that, I would just leave it as it is. We can now close it. And we have to change every single button to be redirecting them to this. So instead of next step, we are going to click open pop-up and we have to do it a few times. So now that we have every single button redirect us to the pop-up, we can go and save it. Now we're going to click back. Next thing, we've got schedule page. So we're going to put our calendar, phone consultation calendar on this one. And we have phone consultation. Make your booking here again. We're going to put the custom value we've got and it's on top. And we also have to put the custom value on the bottom. Super easy. Just save that, change all the copy on the landing page yourself, or just get a copywriter. So this was the schedule page. Now on the thank you page, I like to put a video on why they should be working with us. I found it working much better than just plain thank you page. You can put a video and your other links that redirect them to your social proof on your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you host that, your community. I think with a video, it works even better. So we're going to go grab the video thank you page, and we're going to just put that URL in here. Then again, we have to replace those two logos on top and the bottom. Just press save. And you see how it says broken image? It will keep saying that until we plug in the actual URL to that custom value. Same goes for the video. You will not see anything in here until we add a link. But with those type of funnels, again, I would suggest that you deploy it on a sub account, and after that you put in the split testing variation. It does wonders. So this was our seller real estate campaign. I thought I would actually show you what I'm talking about in terms of the split testing thing. This is an example from my funnel, and I already have a domain connected in here. On the left side, you see an offer with the VSL. What I would do is click create variation, duplicate control. So this is the control. I'll click duplicate. And so now we've got two of those. And when we are testing this, the URL, which you can't see right now, is going to change, and you will have to use that URL which is going to have 50% chance on going to version A and 50% chance of going to version B. Let's say I would remove the VSL for the sake of this, then I would just put a survey in here. Now, I know this is not really related to building snapshots, but it is related to making you more money, so I'm going to say it anyway. When you're split testing these things, it's extremely important that you're tracking which sale came from which funnel. Because even though this funnel might get more service submissions, we might have a lower sales ratio because people will not be as nurtured as they are with the VSL one. Because on the VSL one, I explain exactly how we work step by step. It has my face, my brand, there is more trust going on. Whereas this survey is just getting qualified prospects. But those qualified prospects might not be as easy to close. And if I haven't said it already, VSL is a video that helps you sell yourself and sell your services to potential prospects on landing pages like this. Now, because sell real estate funnel is extremely similar to the buyer one, I'm just going to click copy. We would be doing the exact same thing as for the seller, but we might use a different template. We might use different offer, and we will definitely be using different survey and different calendar. Now, the next step for us is going to be email templates and SMS templates. For this, we're going to go to emails and we're going to go to templates. In my opinion and experience, I've seen emails that are just blank text convert better with your offers. I know people want those fancy templates, so I will show you how to create a template. We'll have this email marketing templates, and we're just going to select something with real estate if they even have it. Here's real estate seller. Yep, let's select this one. Continue. So we are going to add and we're going to adjust this a little bit with trigger links, custom values, just so you know how you have to make those emails to be used in a snapshot so you can recreate this among any kind of sub accounts. If you were to send this email, I can tell you right now, if you were to send this email as the first email in the sequence, if you haven't warmed up, it's highly likely that it's going to go to spam or offers because it has the images and it has links. Best practice is if you don't have a warmed up domain to not use images and just in blank text until you warm it up. How you're going to add the trigger links? As simple as this. Go to link URL, click this one, scroll until you see trigger links all the way to the bottom. And let's say that the call to action on this one is to schedule a consultation. I think I made a spelling mistake. Well, let's say it's a consultation. So on this one, look for text, schedule a consultation. Here again, you would have to use the logo, and it's not going to appear until you assign it in custom values. Here you can already see that this is location email. This is custom as well. The other thing you could do is go for social, and you have all those icons. What you can do with those? Well, first of all, let's make them maybe less ugly. We've got Facebook, edit, and you want to put those trigger links. There you go. So this one is our Facebook page URL, and we just have to do it for Instagram. We don't have Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Well, let's just use these two as an example. URL, scroll down, trigger link, and we are looking for Instagram. Now, once you have something like this, you just save the template, and this is how you're going to be using this in workflows and automations. I do want to tell you that this is just a one-off, and we're going to be doing majority of the work for emails in the actual workflow, not in the templates. In terms of the SMS, there is really no point in making these in here. We are going to do them in workflows, and we will move straight into automations, and I'll just show you how to do those too in automations. Later on, we'll be moving into nurturing sequences. Usually I make those pretty extensive for 12 months or 24 months, and it's custom copywriting. What you see in here is if you don't have money for this, it's okay to use ChatGPT or Cloud AI or any other AI tools. However, you have to keep in mind that those will not be half as good as when someone crafts it specifically for your target audience. These follow-up jobs is mainly to keep contact engaged, whereas the other ones are meant to build a connection and actually get them to convert. So I would suggest that you make these sequences yourself or you pay someone to do it. It doesn't matter. It's only going to benefit you over the long term, especially if you're getting a lot of those leads coming in. You want them to be constantly bombarded with your value. But for the sake of this video later on, you will see that we'll only be using few of those, and the rest will be just a placeholder because I'm not going to spend 10 hours on making it for, again, imaginary company. If you have any questions to this, just ask on the group. Now the part I hope everybody was waiting for, we are going to go and create automations for this client. We're going to go through lead generation, notifications, nurturing, and everything else. Again, if you don't know what we'll be doing, if you want it in more detail, review this document. Go ahead, review this document. It's linked in the description. And in that document, you can find everything they want it built out, how it's supposed to be built out. We're going to have lead generation, notifications, nurturing, appointment, AI manager, and reporting, order, and survey is the one we did as an example in a previous video, so this is just going to the bin. But let's start with lead generation. First workflow I want to focus on is lead generation for Facebook. So the first thing we are going to do is select Facebook form. So this is what we are going to do, Facebook lead form, and we are going to make it for, let's say, seller V1. So we're selecting the page, this is my page, and we're going to go and select an example form. Form is, let's say, is going to be this one. Save trigger, make sure you name it. Facebook lead forms, inbound leads. Facebook lead forms, inbound leads. Now make sure you save it every single time. Now before we go any further, I will change it to contact time zone, select specific time. 8 a.m. is okay. Go ahead up until 10 p.m. Saturday, Sunday. This is the workflow that you want to have running every single day because you don't want to miss out on those leads by even 5 minutes. Sender details is for every email, so I will just go to custom values, staff, and manager's name, and let's say staff manager's email. If you want to change it to something else, just add another email, like salesperson number one email and salesperson number one name. We don't have any phone numbers in here, so we cannot select it, but once you buy it, you will be able to. Go back to Builder, make sure you save it. I keep all my workflows in draft until they are actually ready. So go in here. The first action we're going to do is assign it to, in that case, me. Assign it to user, Matt, unassign contact, save action. The next thing we want to do is send a internal notification, which we are going to have a separate set of workflows in here, but this is important. The next thing we want to do is we want to add a task for the salesperson, contact, lead ASAP, contact. In the description, we can go to contacts, go to custom fields, and let's say we'll have what visitor description, then just contact this lead ASAP, and we can just put their phone number. Assign to, no, contact assigned user, due in 1 day. So this is what we have in here in terms of tasks. We can add notes. This lead came from, and we're going to put, because this is important, attribution first, and we are going to focus on 1, 2, 3, 4, these four. So campaign, then we've got source, medium, and content. Now, whether this is useful or it's not useful, it's fully up to you and your marketing team. If your naming conventions on Meta are something like campaign one, ad set one, ad one, it's not going to work. But if you pay attention to my Facebook tutorials, and if you name it something super relevant, if a salesperson looks at it, they'll instantly be able to know what type of person they're dealing with and what's the best way to talk to them. So we've got this one. Next one, we're going to add 1 point. This is an inbound lead from Facebook. We're going to save this. Now, I would love to leave a voicemail in here, but I don't have anything on file, so just add it on your own and you'll be able to save action, but you'll have to replace that file for every client, every account, so it doesn't send out wrong voice messages. So I'll just leave a comment in here. Click save. After this, we're going to send a notification to us and the client, agency, email. We don't have to fill name and email because we've already added it in the settings. You're going to go and have custom email, and you can send it to your own email. I think I've had a custom value from a different sub account where we have admin email notifications. The subject is going to be new, Facebook lead, and let's just add boring marketing and close that. Now we don't have any templates for this. It doesn't matter. All I care about is just having a new lead, and we can just go to contact. We can put full name. After that, we put a phone number, and we put email. Now this is contact info, and after that is lead info. So say we are running ads for the seller campaign, we're going to go all the way down to custom fields and just put what best fits your description. Another one is going to be best way to get in touch with you, and maybe what is your budget range. Now if you want to test it, go to test emails, put your own email and send it. We're just going to save it. Now you can go ahead and copy that, but this time we are going to do it for the actual client. If you're not an agency, just skip that step and just put it for yourself. Client, new lead, and we're going to send them that as well. Save it. Now we are going to send an initial sequence, so I send SMS. Is this contact number? Thanks. Go back custom values, account, custom values, staff, manager name with account, and we are going to put not custom values, but account name, because I didn't know the custom value for this. Is this John Smith's name? Here's a little tip for you. Whenever you're making these sequences, make sure that they are always a yes or no question within the first 3 messages, and I've seen this convert as hell, because anytime someone fills in a survey, they might not be in, they might not be, they might not have enough time to actually give you longer answers or answers they have to think about. But if we ask them yes or no, they are more likely to respond. And if they do it twice, on the third question, we are going to ask them on something that they can elaborate on. We just need to get them to engage first. So we've got SMS is this. Somewhere in here, we're going to, well, actually, we should have put email in here. Send introduction. And we're going to go here, your luxury property valuation next step, subject. Well, that didn't do a good job on generating it. So let's just ask it to generate those emails. So now we've got this one email, just put it all in here. That's a lot of text. I don't like it at all. Let's format it a little bit. We are just going to replace all these custom values. Now that we have assigned someone, we can actually go ahead and click user, and we can click first name. So if you don't assign, this is going to be empty, but the moment you assign someone, if we click user first name, is going to actually give them that person's names. Your dedicated agent, Matt, will be reaching out within 24 hours to, and now we have to make it a little prettier, I guess. We don't need this one, this is some nonsense. And you can really put anything you want in here. This is ChatGPT generated gibberish, so it doesn't have to be anything special. Best regards. Again, we can just put this one. We're going to go to Twilio, and in here, instead of this, you're going to go to not Twilio, but company name. So this is your email. Now, if you see, we are also missing your luxury property valuation next steps. Okay, this is okay. Client name, you don't want to send them client name. That'd be terrible. Remove this, contact, oops, not contact. Contact, first name, save action, introduction, perfect. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to wait for 3 minutes or until they fill in the survey. And this is the condition. If they do fill in the survey, we're asking them, is this John's number? Thanks. So now, after they filled in the survey, we are also going to give them 1 extra minute, because in a different workflow, we are actually checking if they fill in the survey. And if they do, they are getting a separate automatic confirmation. So we don't want them to get bombarded by text messages. We want them to get that message, and we want them to think that this is an actual human being texting them. Now, if they haven't filled in the survey, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to ask them, is this John? But this time we are going to have 2 different paths. One of them, when they fill in the survey, we are going to have them follow a specific path. After this step, you're going to put another wait, and this time we are going to wait for them to respond, and we're going to have a timeout after 1 minute. So we're going to scroll down, contact reply, select step, is this. Wait 1 minute. This is John's number, thanks. Matt with boring marketing. If they respond, they can say yes or no. If else, contact reply, replied message contains yes, and the other one is going, so this one is going to be positive reply, this one is going to be wrong person. Go here, a contact replied message contains no. So we are checking in if we have the right person. Now, if we don't have the right person, straight away, D&D, but only for this channel, SMS plus call. Now, if this person says yes, that's great. This is the part where we are making it custom. So great, I saw that you're looking to sell your property within, and we put a custom value on when are they looking to sell that property. That makes them think that this is an actual person. Then we are asking them, are you free for a quick chat, or do you want to have any specific time later? They can give us a specific answer. So we are just going to leave this here. We are going to have another if-else statement, positive, a contact, no, applied message, contains now. The other branch would be, well, actually, it's not meant to be negative. It's call now. This one would be call later. So we can have contact reply, replied message, contains later, or contact reply, replied message, contains busy. We can keep going with this, but this is the main point in this one. We click save action. If someone is free right now, we can send them a text message right away. Send SMS. I will have one of my guys give you a call in the next 5 minutes. That's okay. Meanwhile, check out our Instagram page and check out our happy customers. And after this, we are just giving them a trigger link. So let's say Instagram URL, social proof, save action. Now, as for the other two, we are going to have reply later. We'll just have the exact same one. Copy action, copy here, social proof, X later. My guys will give you a call later, and this is how we solve this one. So we've got social proof X later. In that case, this is the wrong person, obviously D&D plus call. Now, after a timeout in here, really we can just send them to time for a quick chat now or later. As for if they have filled in a survey, they go through the workflow on the left. If they don't, if it times out, it will go through the exact same thing with few minor changes. I will just walk you through right now how it looks like. If we have the wrong person on file, D&D, if we do have the right person, we are going to send them a trigger link to the survey. The goal of this workflow is to get in touch with them initially, have them to fill in the survey, or have them to connect with a sales rep if they have already filled in the survey. We're going to wait for the survey click. If they click that, we check if they filled in a survey, because sometimes they click the link, but they don't actually fill in the survey. So if they fill in the survey, our sales rep is notified. The actual lead will be getting a notification from another workflow that they have filled in the survey, and we will take it from there. But for this one, the sales rep gets a notification and it automatically goes to, do they have time to chat right now? If they don't fill in the survey, we'll wait 2 days for them to do so. And we'll go to, and we're going to take this step and go to SMS survey reminder, internal notification survey reminder. That is for our sales rep to get back to them. And after this, we're going to go back to wait for a survey click, which again times out after a day. So they'll be stuck in here with those reminders until they actually do it. They might be stuck in this loop forever. That's why we're going to have a separate workflow which checks in if they've been stale in specific step of their journey for more than 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. And based on that, we're going to take some action and move them either to do not disturb lost or long-term nurturing, where they'll be getting value emails and SMS instead of this survey reminders. We can go ahead and move on to workflow number 2, which is going to be surveys. Our next workflow is going to be a survey one. This one is going to work simultaneously alongside of the Facebook workflow. The goal of this workflow is to notify people that the survey has been filled, that there is a new hot lead, send a confirmation for this, have the lead turn into an appointment, and add them to long-term nurturing workflows if they don't. So you've got survey submitted, seller. First thing we do is we add a tag. So we'll have to go back to that workflow. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I do forget about things. We'll have to add them as we go back. So in this case, we forgot to add a tag where those leads come from. So we'll have to modify this one a little bit. I'm not going to cut it just because mistakes like this happen and I have to keep an eye on this. So we're going to add tags, Facebook, save action, save. And now let's go back to the survey one. So now that we've got that one, let's start with tags. We've got survey, add tag, survey. Now that we've added a tag, we're going to add some notifications. So we're going to send an internal notification. You're going to select email, and we're just going to put in here particular user. Then we're going to select assigned user. Then we're going to put new survey submission, contact, first name, and we're just going to put the same stuff. Yeah, this is the information that I want to pass on the service submission. If they want more information, they can just go to the context. Now, in terms of notifications, like I said in the beginning, we will have notifications pipeline stage. And we've got two ways going about this. One of them is doing what I do right now, which is when there is a new trigger, be it form, survey, appointment, we are sending this right here, but I'm sending this through email. And the other one will be to add something extra, and that would be this right here, but that would be on its own, and we usually don't want to spam people, so we send it through Slack, because as you've seen, we already send a notification about new form, new survey. There will also be a new appointment, so we don't want to turn this into a spam fiesta. So in those cases, I usually put a Slack notification, which solves most of the problem because it's only team communication and they don't have emails going on every 10 minutes. So we're going to save this. Remember, we always have to go to settings, select this, contact values, staff manager's name, staff manager's email. We're going to save this. The next step for us would be to send them an email that has an automatic confirmation of their survey submission. We're going to send them survey submission successful, not contact this time, but user. We'll be in touch. This is what it looks like right now. Hi John, we just received your survey submission. I wanted to let you know that Matt will be in touch with you soon. Thanks, boring team. Email, this is going to be notification. Now, in the case that you want to be using the exact same survey organically, this is what you could do. Although I don't recommend this approach, but I'll show you what you can do with this anyway. We would select if, contact details, attribution, and we would select source. Oh, not this one. I'm looking for session source. Session source is organic. Oh, so this is what we could do. Organic, or we could also have session sources. Session source is a referral. And this is how we could have this set up for the only reason of giving them an extra tag. Add tag, organic. Because in any other case, if you're using the same survey for multi-purpose, they will already have a tag Facebook. And if they don't, we can just give this tag here again, Facebook, save action. And here is another cool thing that you could do, because if they've come from Google, you will not have their data on Facebook. But if you're on omnipresence campaigns, the cool thing in here that you can do is add them to your Facebook. Conversion API. Make sure the integration is on. We're going to have survey submission. Access token is going to be custom values. And we look for marketing, conversion API, pixel, custom values, marketing, and we look for pixel ID. And it's not going to be elite, it's going to be submit application. If you don't know what I just did, it's okay. Not a lot of people know about this trick, but if you run Google campaigns and you run Facebook campaigns simultaneously, you want them to be complementing each other's data. So in this case, if someone came organically or through Google, you want to take their information and put that to Facebook. That way you'll be able to target them. Not only this, but hypothetically, if you're only running ads to a Facebook form and you have no data, and one day you decide you want to run ads to a website schedule or to a website submission, Facebook will have to start from scratch because they don't have data. But the other scenario is when you have this set up, so when you run those form ads, but you also have this, and a lot of people will end up actually submitting the survey on your website. That means the next time you want to run ads for schedules or survey submissions on your Facebook account, it will already look at the data you've been sending them from this campaign through this workflow, and it's going to give you a much lower cost per acquisition and potentially shortening the sales cycle. So keep this trick in mind. We're going to be using this for appointments and we're going to be using this for purchases. We're going to leave value empty, click save action, make sure to keep saving this. And in here we want to press go to, because this is the only difference. So one of them has a tag organic, the other one will have a tag Facebook. And after this, they have the exact same path. This might look a little bit spammy, so this is fully up to you. But if you want, you can also send them something like automatic confirmation, survey submitted. I'm not going to make a full SMS in here, so this is something else that you could have in here as well. And remember, the goal of this workflow is for them to schedule an appointment. This is what we're going to do next. All right, I've just noticed that we didn't update the opportunity, so let's do that just now. We're going to move them to updates, update pipeline survey, go to seller, go to survey. You can leave those empty or you can just put the exact same name. So just put where they came from, opportunity name, you can put the same thing in here. Don't touch the status, save action, and then scroll down up until here. We've already sent them an email and an SMS. We're going to wait for 2 days. The other workflow already has messages going out. This one just reminds them and confirms that we've received a survey. But in this one, this is what we are going to do right now. We're going to check if they actually booked in. Did they book in? Yes and no. Contact details, tags, includes booked, appointment, appointment. We're going to save this. In the case that they've booked already, they are going to a separate workflow, so we can leave this branch empty. The next step for us would be to send an SMS for a valuation to book an appointment. This is what it looks like. We've got contact first name. To get your free house evaluation, please go ahead and book your appointment. Book your appointment in here. This trigger link is specifically for a evaluation, what you can see in here. So you can add that as well. Just press save action, save this. And we're going to wait 1 day, but we are going to give them a contact reply, timeout 1 day. So we're going to give them 1 day to respond to this text message, click save. This workflow is going to be quite simple because we are just going to send the exact same message in both cases. So in the case that they do respond, we'll just click if else, build your own. Is response positive? We're going to have positive in here, this branch, and go back, contact reply. replied message is intent type is positive. And we're going to have two paths in here. One of them is positive, other one is going to be called other. If they indicate to this message, to get your free evaluation, please go ahead and book your appointment here. Matter of fact, let's change this message a little bit so it fits this scenario better. To get your free house evaluation, please go ahead and book your appointment here. Or would you like me to schedule? Or would you like me to schedule this appointment for you? Now, with this message in mind, if they do respond, it's going to be clear if the message is positive, in which case we're going to send an internal notification to the person that's assigned to this. So conversation, user assigned to contact, lead wants to book an appointment. So when we have this, the only goal in here is to notify the salesperson so they instantly call them. And the way we do it is lead wants to book an appointment notification. And this is where we are going to use a call action. Call lead wants help with scheduling an appointment. We save this action. So the way it's going to work is someone is saying, yes, I would like to book an appointment right now. It's going to go through this workflow and it's going to go give notification to that person. We probably should give a minute heads up. Wait 1 minute. Save action. So this is the way it's going to go. They get a notification, wait 1 minute, and they will be bridging a call. So that's going to call the salesperson. If they press 1, is going to call the lead. In the case that it is negative, I would suggest just copy this, put it right here, and this time, check out this lead. They might need help. Help the lead, save action. If they do time out, we're going to send them, John, did you see my previous message? Would you like to get a free estimate for your property? Reminder, save action, save. So this is the path we've got right here. If you want to extend it, we could just duplicate it. So I would press copy all actions from here, and just put it in this window. That way we are able to track if they are actually clicking our links right here, and if they are responding positively. If you want to respond to them either way, you can just type in here, thanks for replying. I will get user, I'll get John to contact you soon. Confirmation, save. So now we've got this. I think this is enough. Like I said, if you want to make it a little bit more complex, you can just type in copy, put it here. And if you want, you can also add a goal. The goal for this workflow is going to be appointment status, so we can just put it in here when they time out. Just save action. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, sometimes it's going to get laggy, so in this case, we just need to create it again. And we want evaluation. Appointment status is new confirmed. Show in either way is going to, let's just add a name, booked an appointment. If they don't respond to this, we can just have go to. That's what the workflow is going to look like. If they do not respond after this one, this is what we could do. We could just wait another 2 days, save action, and we could add them to this workflow. We don't have that workflow yet. The workflow I am referring to is short-term nurturing. So I'm just going to add it right now. We're going to save this workflow, and we're going to go back and finish the previous one. So now we just go all the way down in here, and we type add to workflow, short-term nurture, save action, and that's it. That's it. That's our workflow. Now that we are in notifications, we'll be making a series of workflows, not only for the client, but also for the leads, which I think I didn't mention on this Miro board. And those notifications will be for missed phone calls, requested phone calls, many things. So let's start with requested phone call. Super simple. Tag requested phone call, and we're going to tag added. And we are going to add 2 tags in here. One of them is going to be missed call, which we already have. The other one is going to be requested phone call, which we didn't add. So we've got this one, requested phone call. Well, we can't put 2 of those tags, so I'll just add both. Requested, tag added, missed. The other one is going to be missed call. This one is just going to be a simple notification to a salesperson. You just missed a phone call from contact name / contact phone number. Oops, not email, phone number. Call them ASAP. Redirect in conversation, redirect into user assigned to the contact. Now, once we've got this, we're going to wait 1 hour. And we're going to remove both of those tags because the person that was assigned to this contact was already notified. If you feel that you don't want to remove those just yet, the other thing you could do, you could change this timer to 1 day, you could change this timer to 2 days, and make sure you allow re-entry to this because it's going to be used super often. The next workflow we are going to create is going to be when a lead does not pick up the phone call, and I personally use it on the first touch points when we are not sure if the lead has a correct phone number. And this is how we do it. The trigger will be call status, and we're going to put call direction, outgoing, call status, and we're going to select busy, cancelled, no answer, or voicemail. Then we're going to send them an email. That's what it looks like right now. We just have to add my phone number. So we go to custom values, we go to Twilio, user assigned account Twilio phone number, and we just need to put in thanks and change it to user and name. The subject is going to be just try to call your name. Do I have the right phone number? Do I have the wrong number, or are you just busy? It's about the Facebook that you filled in to get you filled in to have an estimate on your property. P.S. My phone number is custom value. Thanks, user first name. If you want to test it, right here, test email. Do I have the right phone number? Save action. The other thing would be tag no answer. So this is another tag that we are creating because we didn't do it before. Tag, contact tag, no answer. Both of those tags are going to make sure that this person goes through it, but we are only going to allow it once. We do not want to be sending this every single time someone doesn't pick up. No, pick up, send, email. And we are saving this just as it is. The other tab that we are going to create are notifications for agency and the business, and you can do it both ways. One of them is to create notifications as you go in the workflows, which we've been doing so far, but I'm going to show you how we can do it separately using only this workflow. So we're going to need few triggers in here. One of them is going to be form submitted. Other one is going to be Facebook lead form submitted. Just make sure to select your pages. The next one is going to be survey. Make sure you select appointment status event normal, because if you select the other one, you will not get notifications when your salespeople book the appointment. This one is going to catch all of them, whereas the other one is only going to catch the appointments that the customer has booked themselves. The last one is going to be TikTok. Now that we've got all the ways leads can come through, let's start working on it. Now we are going to make one big if-else statement. Create if, and we'll be creating separate branches. So let's go with TikTok first, and we're looking for workflow triggers. Is TikTok. The other workflow is going to be Facebook lead form, survey submitted, appointment status, and the last one is going to be form submitted. Yeah, so we created it as a segment, whereas it should have been a separate branch. So we've got form submitted. Now we are going to be creating notifications for every single one of those, and it's fully up to you how you want those notifications to be sent. You can send SMS, you can send emails, and you can also send Slack. I would honestly suggest that you connect and do it through Slack, because depending on your ad budget, if your ad budget is like $50 a day, you can do emails. If your budget is 500, 1,000 a day, you do not want to be sending emails because you will bury yourself in a full inbox. I would highly suggest just leave it on Slack. So for example, if you were to do it through Slack, you'd have to click here and connect your account, which I'm not going to do because it will disconnect my other account. So I will create a comment. So I'm just going to set up an internal notification to do the app, which is the least invasive in my opinion. New TikTok form, full name. We've got full name, we've got email, and we also have a phone number. Redirect page, conversation, user assigned to the contact, because we are assigning users in other workflows. But for this to work, you will have to put in a little wait here, because you sometimes, when it's laggy, you're going to risk not getting those notifications. So just save that as such, copy action, and all you have to do, just copy all of that in here, except just change these things, because it's going to be a new Facebook form, save action. This is going to be new appointment. In this case, we're also going to add appointment date. So go to calendar. No. So go to appointment, start date time, and you also want to give notes. New appointment, save action, copy. There you go. Name, email, phone. You don't want this. This is not an appointment. This is a survey. And you will need to split it into both because you will need seller and buyer. We're going to do seller first, custom values, contact. Oh, I meant contact, custom fields. What best fits your description? What is the estimated value of your property? Go ahead. When are you looking to sell your property? And the last one is going to be Where is your property located? You don't have to put all of this because they are able to view once they are assigned to the contact and go to conversation. They'll be able to see all those answers, so you don't have to put that in here. It just looks a little bit nicer. Save action. And don't forget, we have to put if else seller or buyer, seller, and we will just go by tags, includes, and we're looking for seller. Then the other branch is going to be buyer. So this is the way we are going to do those notifications. Copy. There you go. And instead of this, buyer. So we just have to scrap up those three or those four. Contact. What is your budget range? It's really what I care about. And what is your desired location or neighborhood? Maybe best way to get in touch with you, or the last one could be you prefer timeline to make a purchase, and just save it as it is. In terms of forms, we just copy this one, should be the easiest, and we just swap it, not Facebook, just new form, save it. So this is one way to create a full workflow where you have all the notifications sent, or have the notifications on the go through the workflow such as survey, appointment, form, or you can just have it all in here. Now all of this is for user assigned to contact. If you want, it's all assigned to, all the notifications are assigned to the contact. But if you want to assign it to yourself as the owner of the business, you can just select particular user, and you can just select yourself in here and do it for all the other ones. If you're an agency and you want to show your clients that you're constantly getting appointments through notifications, all you have to do is just add another internal notification. And this time, instead of sending this to user assigned to the contact or particular user, you select yourself. Next on our list, we've got nurturing sequences, and we are going to start with short, long form, disqualified referrals. I'll show you how to split test it and the way I structure it, how you can use ChatGPT to make it yourself. But I also want to make it very clear that those four under appointments are also part of nurturing. I just didn't want to put them in here because they are still related to appointments and they belong in appointments folder, but these are still nurturing. So if they have no sale, they are obviously going to go to long-term nurturing. If after appointment we have a sale, they will go under referrals. If they no-show, they're going to get short-term nurturing, which is then going to go to long-term nurturing. It's going to go to disqualified. So they are really related. They are somewhat bound together, but I will still keep them separate. So we've got nurturing in here. We've already made it because we needed another workflow to be using this one a few minutes ago, as you remember. And this is why it's not going to have a trigger. It's just going to have a lot of emails, SMS, waits, and at the end of it, we are going to add it to another workflow, which is called long-term nurturing. Straight away, we're going to have SMS nurture day one. And we are not really going to create all of them. I will put placeholders in here, but I'll show you how you can use ChatGPT to create it yourself. Then we are going to wait, let's say, 5 minutes, and we are going to send an email. So those workflows are usually very tedious to make because the only cool thing about them is the content. Making those is extremely boring, believe me. Scroll, create, and guess what? And create copy, all actions, copy it here. This is going to be day 2. Save it, wait 5 minutes, day 2. The way I would suggest you do it is that you have 3 days of solid nurturing, which includes email, SMS. If you want, you can even add a voicemail drop. But as I said before, I don't really have anything to put in here for voicemail, so I'll leave it empty. I will leave a comment in here for you though. Can use voicemail. After you've got that, all you have to do, go back in here, click copy, all actions, paste. So we've got nurturing day 3. We've got email nurture day 3 as well. And email day 4. Press save. After we've done the short-term nurture workflow, we're going to add all those leads to a long-term nurturing sequences. We're going to add them to this one, long-term nurturing sequence, and make sure they only go through this workflow once. Make sure the contact time zone is on, and make sure you're sending them 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. Custom values, staff, name and custom values, staff, email. Leave that on, click save. And our next workflow is going to be a long-term nurturing sequence. We're going to take the exact same approach like we did with the short-term one. We're going to push leads for 3 days. And every 30 days, we are going to push them for 3 days consecutively. We do not have any trigger, just like the last workflow, and we are going to start with tag long-term nurture. And we are only going to be adding long-term nurture because that is a signal for everyone else that this lead is no longer fresh. SMS long-term nurture day 1, wait 5 minutes, and we're going to do this. We are going to copy it for the first 3 days. Just change the names of this one and the email, and we are going to change this as well. So now that we've done the first 3 days, we're just going to put a wait for a full day. And at this point, I would suggest that you go to ChatGPT and you ask it to generate a sequence with your ideas for the next 12 months. We already made resources for local businesses. If you want access to this specific file, go to the comments. I will leave a link to my community below so you can just copy paste all of this and give a little bit more background about your business and give it to ChatGPT. One thing to keep in mind is that it will never replace custom copywriting with actual research done on your competitors and on your target audiences. By using this approach, you will just put yourself out there for your customers so they'll not forget about you. I don't expect those to convert half as high as custom sequences, but nevertheless, you can just continue and use those, or at the very least, it can give you a good understanding and idea on what type of topics you should be talking about. For example, providing value, process, BTS, social proof, transparency, and many other things that convert those people into paying customers. That's what we've got right now on the workflow. We are up to day 29, which is the whole sequence. Right now, we are going to go back all the way to the top, press copy, all the actions, go all the way down, and we are going to copy this whole thing up until we reach 12 months mark. You can keep going any longer, but I would just stick it until 12 months. If you have more content, go for 24 months. Copy again. So right now we have 2 months. It's going to be 4 months. And right now we have 8 months. Now we're going to have one last copy, which is going to make it 16 months. After that, you're just going to remove anyone that has not responded to any single message through a separate workflow. This last copy paste is going to make this workflow last 16 months, at which point it's up to you if you want to make it any more longer or shorter. You still have to create copy and email sequences. Next on our list, we've got disqualified leads and referrals. Those two alone are pretty simple, and we are going to start with referrals for this one. The triggers in this case are going to be, that's how you add it. Opportunity status changed to 1, doesn't matter which pipeline it is. So it's going to be moved to status, not from status, and select 1. Opportunity status, 1 status, referrals. And one of the very first thing that you want to do when a lead is 1 is to send an event to Meta Conversion API using this. We're going to custom values, marketing, and select Facebook Conversion API, and in this case Pixel ID, with the event being purchase. If you know the lead conversion value, just put it in here. I'm going to make this deal worth 5,000. Make sure this is 1. Next thing you want to do is send a review request. This is going to be email. We're going to wait 1 minute. And after this, we are going to send them an SMS review. This might not strictly be nurturing, but those two are super connected because when there is a sale made, we want to send some data back to Facebook. We want to get you those reviews, and we also want to have referrals coming in after 30 days. They might become a recurring client. That's why we need to be sending them those workflows. And with this in mind, we're also going to remove them from the long-term nurturing sequences that we've previously had. We're going to save this, and the reason we are removing them from the long-term nurturing is because they've already seen the value they've purchased. Now we want to get them to send us more customers and convert in the future. Apart from that, we want to send them a thank you email, maybe even a SMS. Thank you. Thank you for doing business with us. Again, it's up to you to create a nice email. Something I wanted to show you in this workflow as well. You can see here we have split testing. I've put it there because this is going to come super handy in terms of those two workflows, long-term and short-term nurturing. And the way it works is we have path A, which in this case can be incentive 1, incentive 2, incentive 3. And just like that, we can offer people different incentives and we can track which offer brings a lot of referrals and which one just doesn't work. So in that case, we're going to have SMS offer number 1. And in here we can start typing things like, hey, John, thank you for doing business with us. John, pleasure to with you. If you know anyone else that wants to use our services, I would be more than happy. to, and as you remember, in custom values, we have something specifically for this. I think it was funnel. I would be more than happy to give you a finder's fee. Thanks again, and contact, and user, first name with company name. Thanks again, John, with company name. You can save that. Then all I have to do is just copy paste it to the other workflows and twist the offer a little bit. This is not going to make that big of a difference because it's for referrals only, so you're going to have way more leads than you have referrals, so I would suggest to test this approach and use it on short-term and long-term nurturing. And once you have enough data, you'll have to press this button and you can scroll all the way down here. You'll be able to see how many SMS and emails were sent, and you'll be able to track how many responses or clicks did each one of those generate. And in here, all you would have to do after that is just continue sending them reminders, messages, but I wouldn't do it more than once a month. Wait 30 days. And you want to send them, well, let's just copy this one. So let's offer one follow-up. Okay, it's been a month since we've sold the house. How's it going? And you just sign it. Now, this leaves a window open for a conversation. If they respond something like, oh, hey, it's actually great. I actually have a friend that's interested in selling their property with you guys. That's great. It doesn't have to feel transactional, although you can bring up the offer you had in the first place. So here you have finder's fee, and this one you got membership. You can remind them about this. And for those two, you just copy paste the same thing, and you can keep this going for however many months you want. Just don't forget to switch up those things so you can constantly test new approaches. And don't forget to change this to contact. I would suggest that you make a habit out of this because you don't want the workflow messages to be going to spam, which they will if you don't put that stuff in. There you go, manager's name, manager's email, done. Press save. So one last thing that you can do in here is just create an opportunity and send that person back to the lead process and client nurturing, which would be this one. And in that case, you can just leave a full name. And if you want, you can change it to really anything. Can be notes, can be value of the property, can be name of the property. It doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to leave this one empty. And if you want, you can put how much this lead was sold for and just leave that open, press save. And we are going to head back to disqualified people this time. So anytime someone fills in a survey, we can either disqualify them at the survey level workflow, or we can have a separate workflow specifically for disqualification and disqualification nurturing. So in this case, a survey, add filters, disqualified is true. And you can set up which survey do you want them to be disqualified from. After this, if you want to have a very specific disqualification process, you can just select each field that you care about. So for example, if their budget is below 1 million, you can set it up as such and make it disqualified under 1 million. Let's just have two nurturing paths. One of them will be under, and the other one will be 1 to 2. Because remember, they said they are looking to do business with people that are above 2 million. So we are going to save this right here, if statement, and we are going to push for workload trigger is under, and workload trigger is 1 to 2. What was the disqualification? Save action. And right here, you have the opportunity to create, again, SMS and email on SMS1 on nurturing. This is something that you will have to work yourself on. We can have 1 minute delay, 1 minute delay, so they know that they've been disqualified. Then send them an email. I would not overthink it. Then we can just have a clean disqualification process. After that, I would wait 30 days and see if that thing changed. Obviously, you can adjust it to your own preferences. So maybe 30 days in your industry doesn't make sense. Maybe it's 180 days, unless you've deemed that lead absolutely lost. Then just mark it lost. In this case, you want add tag disqualified. Maybe you want to check if they have not been lost. And this can help you filter out people that are disqualified, but you think they will be able to work with you in some sort of future. So we are going to go ahead and look for tags. Oh, my bad. I meant to click does not include. This is what it looks like right now. Add disqualified. So maybe we want to change that to 180 days. There you go. And after that, we want to send them more text and messages. Re-engage this time, because remember, the first ones are to acknowledge the fact that they've been disqualified. These ones are meant to re-engage. Email, re-engage, save action. Keep saving this. and go ahead and create that path for each one of those disqualifications. So that's how disqualification process works. That's how you can build it. You can make it more complex. The last thing I wanted to mention about referrals is if you want to be tracking them and if you don't have a full system for this, there is multiple ways where you can go about this. One of them would be to have an external Google Sheet, just like this one. This is made for a call center. And how it will work is referral lands in the CRM, which is then transferred to this sheet. All you have to do is just put the name of the referral in here. So let's say John, comma, David, and that send back data to GoHighLevel to the CRM. And they could be assigned a tag that this is referral, update custom value that this person was referred by John, and based on that you can have some sort of incentives. If you want a separate video on this, let me know. Happy to make it. So in this part of the video, I'll be showing you what happens after the appointment when there is no sale, when the sale happens, what happens when they don't show, or when they are disqualified. I've already built some workflows to speed things up for you, so this tutorial doesn't end up being 10 hours, and I'll walk you through exactly step by step on how I did it. So in the appointment workflow, we've got customer booked evaluation, phone consultation, and viewing. So we've got 3 calendars as triggers because we are going to be sending different type of follow-ups depending on which calendar people came through. First tag that we will be adding is appointment. We are also going to remove tag no-show because when someone rebooks, we don't want them to have the tag that's called no-show for the sales team, so the sales team doesn't get confused. We will also update them in the pipeline. We're going to update them in the seller pipeline to appointment level. They get an appointment confirmation that looks something like this. Your phone appointment with location name confirmed on appointment time. They get a confirmation email that looks like this. Your appointment has been confirmed by appointment start date. We look forward to seeing you. They can add it to Google Calendar or Outlook. And if they have any questions, they can just let us know. And in here, I'm sending them a trigger link that is for a YouTube channel. And I would do it every single time so your leads can get nurtured more and more before the appointment. The more content they consume, obviously, the better the results. Now with this email, you can see that it says a phone appointment, so you can just change it to your appointment to avoid any misunderstanding and producing more custom emails because those calendars are different. One is for evaluation, one is for appointment, one is for phone appointment, and the other one is for a viewing. After this, we're going to wait 1 minute. We're going to wait 1 minute, and they get an automatic confirmation. John, your appointment has been confirmed for start date with company name. We look forward to seeing you and help you through the process. Again, they can add it to Google Calendar or Outlook, and if they have any questions, they can ask it. First reminder they get is 2 days prior to the appointment. The other one is going to be 1 day before the appointment. This is what they look like. Super simple. The appointment is in 48 hours, 24 hours to the appointment. They're getting an SMS and an email. 15 minutes before the appointment, we are sending them a text message. And 5 minutes before the appointment, ready when you are. That lets them know that if they want to hop on earlier, we can hop on earlier. After the appointment happens, we are waiting 1 full day. And then the system checks if they have been updated with a tag called in progress. That means they'll be moving into the next pipeline stage. So we've got cold lead, responded, survey, appointment, show, working deal. This is where we want to put those people. If they showed up on the phone, maybe it requires a second appointment. We just leave them in show the phone. And in this case, we are sending them a manager check. I saw that he had an appointment booked yesterday. I see that it went well. Can't wait to do business with you. This is what we're doing when they are in progress. When they are not in progress, we are sending them a question. How did the appointment go? How was everything with my team? Appreciate the feedback. Again, don't forget to go to settings, set up the specific time dates for this, and put in manager emails, manager names, both in here. Press save, and that's how it works. Now, if there's no sale, this is what we are doing. If they don't show or they cancel, this is the flow that we will be using. It might look intimidating at first. We've got 6 triggers for a no-show and cancelled for each calendar. So you've got 6 in total. In the appointment status, we are simply checking which workflow trigger it is. And based on this, we are giving them a tag called no-show or cancelled. If it's a no-show, we are asking them to reschedule for a specific calendar. It has a specific trigger link as well. If it's cancelled, we make sure to say that it's cancelled. And the language on all the other ones makes sure that they know that it has been either a no-show or a cancellation. So if it's a cancellation, we try to get them back. The nurturing sequences is, hey John, it's Matt with Boring Marketing. We had you down recently for evaluation with us. Looks like we must have missed you. Things happen. Did you have any questions or would you like to reschedule? You can do so with this link. and we are sending them a link to that schedule, to that calendar. After that, we've got a email. Sorry we missed you on the calendar date. We are sorry you weren't able to make the appointment. Let's get you rescheduled. They can either press this. This is a Twilio number, but it also has a button that you can press to actually to start a phone call from your phone. They can also just reschedule it right here. This is a trigger link to the calendar. And we're also sending them how are you doing message. No pressure, waits 1 day, and we don't want to miss out on their free evaluation. So it looks like you haven't rescheduled your evaluation yet. Do you have any questions that you can answer? Reschedule here. And after that goes with SMS as well. Let me know when you have time. Thanks. Thanks, John. And after 4 days, this is the last check-in. We had a call booked on 24th of November, let's say, but looks like our schedules didn't align. If you would like to reschedule, I'm happy to help you pick the right time, or you can do it yourself here, and a trigger link. The language you put in those is fully up to you. This is just an example one that I've used for this workflow. Just make it clear that things happen, and here is a calendar link. If you have any questions, go book it yourself. After this, another workflow will be handling them workflow with stale leads. So if they don't move from this pipeline stage, they'll move into the nurturing. They'll move into stale leads opportunities. Going back to the workflow list, we will start making the no sale. This workflow is going to be used when there was an appointment, but there was no sale. First thing you want to do is trigger is going to be a new tag that we've added, no progress. So when an appointment happens and a sales rep marks it as show up but no sale, this is going to trigger. In this case, we want to see what was the reason, if they couldn't decide, or maybe they were just disqualified. So we are adding this one, disqualified. This is the only condition we are going to have here. The other one is going to be other. And if they've been disqualified, I would honestly just put a wait time in here for 6 days. I would just put a wait here for, let's say, 180 days. And after that, I would just have manual. After this, I would just have add a task. Reach out to that lead to see if they are now qualified. And it's going to be the same person that has been assigned to it 1 day. So we want them to be in one place. So in that case, we could also add another tag called pending reactivation. And this is a bonus workflow that I thought I would add in here. The goal for this tag and the goal for the next workflow that we're going to create is to get customers that once were leads, but then something happened. Either they didn't show up or they weren't qualified or something got in the way. That is really it in terms of this part of the workflow. And if they were qualified, I would do the exact same thing, but I would just set it to 30 days. Then I would add the exact same task, but this time we are reactivating it after 30 days. Maybe things have changed. There is really no complexity in this workflow because most of that is in the other workflows. But after this one, I will add another one, even though it's not in here, lead generation, and add database reactivation. I think that's a good place to start. This workflow is going to be super simple because the only thing it does is just mass messages people that were once leads and now they've gone stale. Start from scratch. We are not going to use any trigger in here because this workflow is going to be launched manually. First thing you want to be checking, just in case as a precaution, do they have pending reactivation? Yes or no? Select contact details, tags, includes, pending reactivation. So now that we know that those people are about to be reactivated, we are going to put them through this workflow. And we're going to remove pending reactivation. And we're going to add active. And we're going to add active reactivation. Or actually, no, let's add it recent reactivation. And that is going to come super handy because we can filter people out here. So we've got tag includes pending reactivation and tag does not include recent reactivation. Just like that, we are able to message people only that were not recently reactivated, but were also sitting and waiting to be reactivated. And that way, we are only sending messages to people that are meant to get those messages. We don't want to spam people with multiple reactivations. Next thing we do is going to be drip, and batch size is going to be, let's say 10 per minute. We're going to send them email reactivation. That can be anything, long time no see John. Content is fully up to you. Email reactivation. We're going to wait 1 minute and we're going to send them a SMS. After that, we are going to wait for a response. Instead of time delay, we select contact reply to SMS or email. with timeout for 1 day. Click Save Action. If they've responded, we are checking in a positive response. So we check contact reply. Intent type is positive. If it's not a positive response, straight away to D&D. Oh, negative, contact reply. Intent type is going to be negative, so make sure that you make it clear, like, do they want to do business with you again or no? And based on this, we can either send them to a sales rep or D&D. Right here, we can send a notification, lead is active again. Please reach out to them. Conversation, user assigned to contact, save action, and we're going to do, and in here we will just put in a D&D for a specific channel. I would put SMS and call in this one, and in here I would just fully disable them, because after this much time they still decide they are not interested, they are not interested. Because keep in mind that up until this point they will still be getting the long nurturing sequences. So if after 6 months they are not interested, they are not interested. But again, feel free to change how I've set it up. This is just an example. After a full day, if they don't respond, we can still send them a text message. Hey John, did you get my previous message? Did you get my message? Save action. And here we can wait for a reply as well. Save action, and on the same basis, we can just press go to and send them right to this if statement. Now, the only thing that we are missing is after we are sending the initial text messages. That's what this workflow is doing. The last thing that we want to do in here is we want to put them in pipeline stage called database reactivation. So I think I didn't do that initial message. So now they're in the initial stage. Email reactivation, wait for a response. If they respond, contact opportunity, we are moving them to database following up. If it's positive, we are going to change their status to interested, opportunity, database reactivation, not interested. Since we are at the end of the workflow, you might have noticed that we are creating opportunities in the database reactivation pipeline. There is still a few of them left. Those being survey, appointment, won, and lost. We already have pipelines with triggers for surveys, and we also have pipelines with triggers for appointments. What do we do in this case? The solution is quite simple, and it requires us to go to those survey and appointments and add one simple little thing in here, one little statement. And this is one of the ways you can do it. There's other ways you can do it as well. We can have normal and we can have database reactivation, in which case we are going to be checking if they have a tag that includes recent reactivation, in which case we just press save action. One thing we have to do is we have to move every single thing to this one, because this is the normal condition. And for the recent reactivation, we have to add the tag survey as well. And the other action we are going to take is update pipeline. Once we are in this branch, all we have to do is create an extra opportunity that's going to be in database reactivation and in survey. And we can leave all those empty because they've already been inside of here. The other thing that we are going to do is click go to, and we are sending them all the way here, because the only difference in this workflow is that we want to have an extra pipeline stage. After that is going to go back to normal, and we're going to be putting that in this pipeline as well, because this lead came to us before. So we are sending it back to seller, survey, and it's going to go through the usual nurturing sequences. We press save. Now, in case that we run any other extra marketing, such as Google or organic, we might want to change this. Instead of go to go to survey and update pipeline survey, we can add another if statement in here, in which we are going to check the source of this, and based on the source, we can update them for a different pipeline stage. Once we've got that, we are headed for appointment sequences, and we're going to add that same thing in the appointment sequence. If statements, this is going to be the normal path, and this is going to be the database reactivation. Contact tags includes recent, press save action. Again, we are moving every single thing to the right side. And in here, all we are doing is creating the pipeline, adding a new stage, database reactivation, appointment, go to, boom. That's how we do it. Just a reminder, this is what the pipeline looks like from Facebook Leads Seller, and this is what it looks like from database reactivation. So at this point, if they have an appointment, we want to make sure that they are either won or lost. Won in this case is automatically going to move them into this stage, which is evaluation send. So now we have to make sure that whenever they reach that stage, which would be in lead generation. Just one quick workflow, and we will have to add that in here as well for people that will be getting confused. Transfer data to other pipeline. Pipeline transfer. And now we have to do pipeline stage changed. In pipeline, we are selecting database reactivation pipeline, and in pipeline stage, it's going to be 1. In this case, we are going to create that opportunity in the lead progress pipeline, and we are going to put them in evaluation sent. Again, you can make it more complicated if you want, and then just press save. That alone would sum up the appointment section. The only sections left are AI Manager, Reporting, and Other. And I can tell you right now that I did miss out on 2 things that came to my head while doing this, and this would be a whole other category. I'm talking about birthday reminders or holiday reminders that we can automatically generate, and I think they are even templates. But again, it's really nice to have those, so I'll touch on them as well. In terms of the AI manager, we have an AI chatbot, which I have a full video on, and you can see it on my screen right now. The goal for AI Manager is to assign tags based on the chats, move people into appropriate pipeline stages alone, which half of it is handled by the automations, but the other half is going to move them to either won, appointments, or disqualified. All of this is covered in this video that you can see on my screen. What hasn't been covered on my videos so far is AI voice agent, and on that you will have to wait for the next video because that is a comprehensive material. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We are going to cover AI voice agents. We are going to be using VAPI. If you have any questions about AI Manager, just join the community, ask around. That video will be dropping within 7 days from this video, so stay tuned. Now in terms of reporting, we have Facebook Copy, Google API, Google Sheets using Zapier, marketing, business, trigger links, and response rates. So we're going to start with those two because they will be super quick and simple. I've already showed you how to do them. This workflow is going to be purely for Facebook API, and we will need a few triggers in here. First one of them being survey submitted. Click Save Trigger. The other one is going to be customer booked an appointment. And the last one is going to be moved to status, opportunity status changed, and is going to be, scroll all the way down, moved to status 1. Facebook copy, make sure to save it. And with this in mind, we're going to create an if statement. We're going to select each one of those triggers, trigger survey, workflow trigger appointment. And last but not least, we've got workflow trigger status 1. So just survey appointment. Oh, we put that in the wrong place. Branch workflow trigger is 1. Just like that, we've got those 3. Each one of those will have the one and only Facebook Conversion API. This is what Conversion API looks like. We've got 3 conditions in here. One is responsible for survey submitted, the other one is for appointments, and the last one is when the sale is happening. In the access token, you want to put the custom value Conversion API. Pixel ID is custom values pixel ID. We will only be changing submit application on the survey. On the schedule, it's a schedule event, and on the sale is going to be purchased, but this time we have to put opportunity.value, and this is the way you get it. You go to custom values, opportunity, lead value. That's really it. You press save. In this part, I'm going to show you how you can connect Google Sheets to implement reporting alongside of your marketing and for your call center. The first thing you want to do, the trigger in this example is going to be contact created. After this, you're going to press create spreadsheet row, specifically this one. To make this one work, you have to connect your Google account. And in this case, it's going to be this one. You press My Drive, you select the spreadsheet, the worksheet, and you select how far do you want to go from starting column to ending column. You select how far do you want to go from starting to ending column. In this case, it's ID to appointment date. This is what it looks like in here. ID till appointment date. And all you have to do is just type in the custom values. In this case, we don't have any, so we just press save action. And this is going to run every time a new contact is created. So if you want to integrate data among different CRM, or if you want to have extra data on Google Sheets on something separate, this is what you can use. Now I'm going to show you something I used to use in the past for tracking sales for one of my clients that I was getting paid performance on, and if the performance fee was paid. Each one of those triggers was whenever something was changing that would affect the Google Sheets. This customer was offering detailing and ceramic coating services, and we were getting paid commission based on that. So we had value change of the lead that would update it in the Google Sheet. We've had when someone had the service done, appointments for in-person quotes, reschedules, booked. Every single stage of the journey of the customer was in here, and everything that would affect our payout was in here as well. whether they paid deposits, or they canceled, or they didn't pay. Everything is in here. First thing we check is if the ID is new, or they already had a service done. If they already had the service done, we are going to remove that tag and we are going to update them in here. So they are moved into a separate sheet to calculate the commission. What you can see right now is what we have in that Google sheet, which is contact ID, which campaign, ad set, and ad deck came from for easy filtering, name, last name, phone, email, notes for the salesperson, status of the lead. All those were answers that we were filtering people out with on the survey. We were able to check in a glance whether they were looking for a premium service or they were looking around for the cheapest service doing some window shopping. How soon do you want it? That's great for filtering people as well. If they wanted any other services, what type of vehicle did they have, what pipeline stage they were in, the date of the quote, the date for the appointment, value, if they're ready to buy as a custom formula and custom field that we created, because we wanted to see, based on the answers and the data we had in the past, whether they would convert or they would not convert. And based on that, we were able to give predictions to our clients. We were collecting deposits on all the payments. This one is to verify this. Once they pay the full bill, we are going to be paid our commission. This is calculating the commission amount for us. This is the potential that we have in, so people that have paid the deposit but they haven't converted yet. And this is how much we got paid. Last but not least, we've got lead score. In this case, we're calculating how good the lead is depending on the answers they gave us. This is an extension of ready to buy, because in here we are calculating in a little bit more depth whether someone is a good converting lead or they will never buy. Now in this case, we are checking if they already exist within the spreadsheet. If they don't, we are going to add them a tag that they already exist in the reporting, and we are going to create a new row. And if they do exist, we are going to look up that spreadsheet row and we are going to update it using this field. All the remaining fields are exactly the same, and this is just to show you how far you can go with setting this up. Like I showed you before, it doesn't have to be super complicated. Sometimes the easiest solution is the best one. For this client, we are just tracking how many times we are following up with them, when is the latest time, when is going to be the next attempts in total, what is the status, VA notes, rescheduling, appointment date, are they pre-approved, did they show up to the appointment, and based on this, we can then modify this. I would highly suggest that you build this yourself. I've just showed you what you can do with this. Again, all the resources and this whole snapshot is going to be available for people that use my affiliate link. Link is in the description. Once you register, make sure to join our community where we are going to help you set all of this up for yourself. When talking about marketing, reporting, and business, there is one simple solution for this. You have to go to sub-account level. You have to go to agency level. For marketing results, you have to go to dashboard and you have to scroll down all the way in here. And that's where you would see your report for Facebook. The other way to do it would be in reporting overview, just Facebook or Google ad reporting. But for this, you need to plug in your Facebook ad account to this. And I showed you how to do it in the beginning, so you should be good. For trigger links, we are going to marketing, trigger links, analyze. That's where you'll find your trigger links. Calls, SMS response rates will be under reporting as well. This time we go to call report, and this is just one of them. The other one is appointment reports. All that data is going to be in here. And by default, GoHighLevel sends that stuff to you every week, so you'll be on top of your things. The last part we've got other, which is CRM integration, documents, payments, and anything else. So for this, we go to other. And let me just start with CRM integration. It's simple, but kind of difficult. This is how you do it. You make a new workflow with contact changed and contact created. And each one of those is going to shoot a webhook. Whatever information you want, you have to put it in here. Name, email, phone number, property value, maybe dream location, contact, custom fields, save action, save. I would recommend using Zapier for this. You have to grab URL of the webhook, and you need to make sure that this URL lands in here. After that, you have to find the CRM of your choice. I just found Zoho in here. I don't have a Zoho account. All I would have to do is just connect my account in here, and it will be sending data to Zoho. If you want to send data from Zoho to GoHighLevel, in that case, you would just put this webhook in Zoho, and this would be lead connector. That's about it. It's super simple. Next on our list, we've got documents and estimates. Thing that would be in this one. I made a document and I'll show it to you in a second. This is an example workflow. What happens after the lead signed it. We've got template, example, real estate purchase agreement, status is complete. We move that person to sign paperwork, lead progress. Anything after that, you could make a new workflow or you could put it in this one. Whatever you want to be happening after a lead is won, after that lead has signed the paperwork. Maybe just send a text, "Congrats, John." It's fully up to you what happens after they sign the paperwork, so I'm not going to touch that. For documents, you go to payments, and I'll show you how I did it. You go to templates. I made this template, and this is just a ChatGPT generated agreement with custom values in here. So it's going to pull information about the lead, every single custom field. So you don't really have to fill that in. And you've got two signatures, which I got from here. One is for me, one is for the lead. You can change it to be for someone else. There isn't really much to it. We will not be taking any payments because it's not a local business, it's a real estate company. I'm not going to make a $2 million agreement in here. The other things that we could add in here are birthdays. Those are pre-made and you can just click it through the recipes. Just send them happy birthday. Did they respond? If they respond, we have a gift basket. If they're interested, we will send that basket. If they're not interested, no worries. You can also have a Facebook automation. If someone comments on your page, let's go through this one. Contains face, checklist, publish post. I can just select any post I want. If anyone comments checklist on that post, we are going to reply in the comments, "Hey, check your DMs," and we are going to send them this message. We can also put custom buttons that will appear at the very bottom, like right above the send a text. I'm not going to save this one, confirm. That was other. The only thing left to do are AI chatbot, AI agent, and AI manager. For this one, we will be using VAPI. This is the next video that we'll be making, so don't forget to subscribe.